hoping to work together with the brand new Congress and potentially the People's Party in 2022 following the 2020 elections. And that's how we kind of reconnected. How I reconnected with the People's Party, actually volunteered.
So that's Nick Brana and Zeynab Day of the People's Party back in better days on January 8th, 2022. An iHeart.com podcast. Primo Nutmeg. Primo Nutmeg had, Patreon.com. Primo Nutmeg. Check him out. He does actually a shit ton of great work. Always interviewing like the best of the best out here. I think he's had like some Noam Chomsky and Cornel West interviews. And anyways, Nick Brana, Zeynab Day were dating in the People's Party. And I'm not for sure if this is a terrible breakup or if there's actually criminal activity going on. So Nick Brana is trying to start this movement for a People's Party, right? The American people don't have, between the two-party system, what do you got? You're going to go with the right wing or you're going to go with the right wing? You're going to go with the capitalist imperialist or you're going to go with the capitalist imperialist? You're going to go with the one that's, that's pro-life or the one that's okay with repealing Roe v. Wade? You're with the oligarchs and the plutocrats and the powerful authoritarians over the... We need a movement for a People's Party. It's a good name. It's a good idea. So really, any of the third parties should be a movement for a People's Party. The Green Party, the Libertarian Party, the Change Party. Isn't that what motherfucking Andrew Yang? So is that all we got? UBI and ranked choice voting. So that's the only third party, the only viable third party we got in America if the movement for a People's Party goes down. Now, Nick Brana was on the right track. Nick Brana actually forced the vote on Jimmy Dore. When Jimmy Dore says no, he's not going to run for president, which I haven't heard about his exploratory campaign. I haven't heard him say anything about his damn. When Sam Cedar says no, when Jimmy Dore says no on running for president, then fuck them. They're just a bunch of assholes, blowharding off to the side. Oh, I'm an asshole, blowharding off to the side. We don't need that shit. Now, if Jimmy Dore, Sam Cedar, or let's say Jesse the Body Ventura, if they were president, then every little thing that they bitch about could become policy. But if you're not running for president, you're just some fucking prick sitting off to the side, not doing shit for anybody but himself. Jimmy Dore once got excited thinking about performing at a comedy club in Saudi Arabia at one of Trump's comedy club. It was like... Now, you know who said they were for a presidential run? Jesse the Body Ventura. Jesse the Body Ventura says if we could get him on the ballot, he would run. So we know Jesse the Body Ventura said yes. Where you at, Sam Cedar? Where you at, Jimmy Dore? Where you at, Jink Ugar? I mean, we need a purpose. We need concrete goals. You want us to click on your stuff? Because what, you're so pretty, you're so funny, you're so interesting, you're so informative? Fuck you. We need a good-ass president. I'll click on your stuff when you run for president. Then I'll know you're actually sticking your neck out for working-class people. You think your jokes are so fucking funny? You think you're so informative? You think you're entertaining? People watch your all shit because we need change in America. We need it. It's not fucking... We don't need to be exploited. So, Zeynab Day, let's examine the facts. Zeynab Day is speaking out. There were some allegations. Is it sexual harassment, sexual abuse? Is it rape? So, Zeynab Day speaks out. Apparently, she filed an HR report against Nick Brana. And then they said who it was, so they said she was outed without her consent, but that's, in America, you have a right to confront your accuser. Who's accusing you? Okay, you can ask them pointed questions. You can cross-examine them. You got a right to defend yourselves. You got a right to due process, and ultimately, you let the objective truth pave the road to justice. So Zeynab Day speaks out. Let's listen to 2 minutes of the Vanguard, listening to Zeynab Day and Sammy Sams, Sabrina Salvati, Anthony Zinkus.
There were many times that I had said, no, I don't want to do this activity, or I don't want to have sex, that he would push for hours sometimes. And in those conversations, when we were still together, he would say things like, in a relationship, it doesn't matter if you don't, if you feel bad, you still compromise for your partner. You still compromise for them. There was a time, which I reported to the workplace as well, that he had my car keys. He had a hotel room key. My daughter was up in the bedroom. And I can't get into a lot of details on this for other reasons, but he wouldn't let me go to the room. He wouldn't give me my car keys. And he was saying things like, if you can't compromise, I don't know how you can compromise at work. This went on for 3.5 to 4 hours before he just went ahead and, after I had said no, and I told him no means no, and I said no probably 24 times, he went ahead and did. And afterwards he said, thank you for compromise.
Let's, Professor Zinkus, I want to get you in here for a second. And I know you've talked to Zeynab. Based on your experience as a trauma expert, what is your evaluation? Please educate all of us. I think you're muted, though.
It's hard because, Zeynab and I were connected through Paula, right? Some months ago. It was before everything had come out in public. Conversations that we had were difficult conversations, right? And I remember, I remember when Zeynab referred to the things that she just described here. There was a lot of pain in her voice. And, in the work that I do, I train professionals and I teach students in
oh my goodness, he is not really getting to a point there, but I would say that was the highlight of the clip of what the Vanguard had shown. I haven't seen. Jordan Sheridan had something up, so I was going to check out what Jordan had to say. So, let's examine the facts. Candidate recruitment director. She's in charge of fundraising, social media. Zeynab Day. So Zeynab Day, they both were dating, right? They dated for several months. Zeynab Day, apparently she had some background in federal campaign, background. So she was getting onto board calls. She was kind of moving up in the organization for the Movement for the People's Party. Now Zeynab Day said that there was some flirting in the beginning. In the beginning, there was some flirting. Now, they said that, they asked, is it your boss? Now, it's the chair of the MPP, right? So, it's the leader of the MPP, but you got the chair, you got the boards, and then really, there's some departments that are kind of autonomous, right? It's not really an authoritarian. It might be a very decentralized. Anyway, she said that he was the boss, and there was some flirting. Now, she said she liked it, right? They would talk on the phone for long periods of time. And eventually he said that he wanted to date her, and she said yes. She went to some birthday party of his, they started dating, and then things just escalated from there, and they had a bunch of hour-long phone calls. He was keeping me on the phone until early in the morning. But then she said she noticed abusive behavior. When they started talking, he was getting too far into her child abuse experience, asking his questions was too probing. He wanted to know more specific details. It made her feel uncomfortable. So they dated for several months. He's the chair of the MPP, so he is the boss, but kind of, it's not like a corporation. I don't know. there's mixing of personal and work issues. She says the daughter thought that Nick Brana was abusive and wanted Zeynab to end the relationship. So, and then there was Paula Jean Swearingen also wanted Zeynab Day to end the relationship. Nick Brana said Zeynab didn't retweet enough of his stuff when he got elected and support enough of his campaign. She said she wanted a non-biased campaign. She said it was really important to her that the election was non-biased, which is important. We need an impartial referee. That's good. I could see Nick's point, too. He's climbing a mountain. He's trying to, he's doing it alone. Can't you clap a little bit? Can't you shout you can do it? Apparently there's nothing in the guidelines or the handbook or the bylaws of the MPP party on sexual harassment, so they need to update their policy. He's calling, and then someone said, you don't have to talk to him, you can just hang up. And then she thought about it. She said, I need to keep my job. And then her friend said, no matter what, we'll be okay. So that gave her the confidence. Zeynab Day, it gave her the confidence to walk away from what she said was a toxic, abusive relationship. It wasn't working for Zeynab Day. And there was another time he calls her up, apparently asked her if she still touches herself, and he asked, well, are we still friends with benefits? And do you want to, do some, I guess, talking over the phone, some sex stuff over the phone or over the internet? Asked her to take the laptop to the bedroom for some sort of digital sexual interaction. And then she mentioned that hotel room thing. She said something about that hotel room thing, and I don't know exactly what happened. I suspect that there's some sort of lawsuit that's pending, and she's not allowed to talk about that specific incident. But that's the specific incident that's going to, sort of make or break the case, right? So there's this incident. So she said no to all that, right? So he's apparently they dated for several months, and she breaks it off. Still works for the People's Party, but breaks it off. And they're at a hotel, and then he had her hotel key or car keys or something, kept them from her. They had some sort of, he was saying you got to compromise, you need to compromise in order to win. Kept on telling her to compromise. She said after it happened that he had said thanks, that sometimes, we need to compromise in order to, so there's something about, he just kind of, it just keeps harassing, right? He just kind of keeps on pressing and pressing and pressing until eventually Anthony Zenkis is a friend of Paula Jean Swearingen. Anthony Zenkis is a trauma expert, not just, he says that trauma isn't just being sad and powerless. It can affect our bodies and our minds. It can question a person's sanity. It can affect a person's ability to eat and sleep, and it can affect their other relationships. So, is this the smoking gun? Is this a smoking gun? I don't think so. Not yet. Not yet. I want a very specific timeline. I want a very specific timeline of the time that the relationship began, and what happened in that hotel room. I need to know what happened in that hotel room. Because she had said, there was a question that was asked, Tabby Tabs had asked sexual abuse or sexual harassment. I guess she said she reported both. And apparently rape was suggested, but she didn't say rape. But she said that she reported both sexual abuse and sexual harassment. So there is a range, right? I can't tell what happened. She's talking about the hotel room, the hotel keys. I wish they would have asked a follow-up question, and he did what? It's going to be painful, but, if we're going to say that this guy is a terrible, pervert, this creep who needs to step down, we need to know what happened. I can't stand sexual abusers. I cannot stand abusers. I also can't stand by while somebody else accuses somebody. Objective truth leads to justice. Objective truth, we need an objective analysis. I think Judge Judy. Get him on Judge Judy. Because she breaks down and she says, and then he did ... So, I believe everything that she said. Everything that she has said so far, Zeynab Day. You know, they were flirting, they were together. Okay, he's asking some probing questions that she didn't really like. Either his game is terrible, or I've seen men go after women like different things. So when men are looking for sex, I've seen different game. I've seen, some men who just try to be suave and charming and just try to sweep her off her feet by, his Don Juan demeanor. Hey, I'm Don Juan. Why don't you go on a date with me, Don Juan? Just persuade her, right? Just convince her, persuade her. And I've also seen some men offer money. Hey, I like you, I respect you. If I give you $100, can I come over and do some sex stuff? I also know that Aziz Ansari didn't do shit. Aziz Ansari didn't do shit. So I'm sure all these people going after Nick Brana, I'm sure they spoke up for Aziz Ansari. So I don't know exactly what happened. It's not the smoking gun. But if more details comes out, I'll be the first one to say Nick Brana's got to go. Because as a working class American, we need people that care about us. To all the people, the haters of Nick Brana, Anthony Zinkis, Paula Jean Swearingen, Tabby Tabs, are you going to run for president? What concrete changes are you going to create for America? You're going to say that, okay, this person isn't going to represent working class people. Maybe not. But are you going to represent working class people? If not, you're basically destroying a boat. You're destroying a vessel without any alternative. Just go into Andrew Yang. Basically be Andrew Yang, change maker. Be an Andrew Yanger, an Andrew Yang knob, an Andrew Yang doorknob. Start our own thing, be an Andrew Yang doorknob, start our own thing, or just flounder and drown in America. There's a lot of poor people and a lot of homeless people in America. People don't give a shit. It's dog-eat-dog capitalist. So, who's going to represent the people? The two-party system has failed. We need a third party, a strong third-party system. We should have at least a dozen third parties that we could choose from. But is Tabby Tabs going to stand up? Is Anthony Zinkis going to stand up? Paula Jean Swearingen? I mean, they all seem to be progressives and they give a damn, right? They're not just going after Nick Brana because of his light. They're not just going after Nick Brana because he's the same age as, the rest of them and they're jealous. They're going after him because he's, a dirty, rotten pervert, right? If that's the case, make sure it's consistent. And tell me what the alternative is. Tell me where you're going to put the energy for the third party movement. You're going to start something up yourself? You're going to start something up. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Because if you're just saying destroy that boat over there when we're not even for sure of what happened, you're saying you got a good boat. You're saying maintain the status quo. You're saying it's okay. You like your internet. You like your air conditioning. You like your apartment. Joe Biden being conservative. Joe Biden saying that nothing will fundamentally change. Him running the country like a conservative, right-wing Ronald Reagan. Nice and steady. Nothing fundamentally changed. Just like a fucking conservative Republican. So she said, and then he did what? He did something, right? He did a thing at the hotel thing. And if you didn't sign the thing, that means you could speak up, right? The non-disclosure thing. Apparently, she was offered $15,000, and then they said that that's also, a connection. Hush money. How many of these perverts have offered hush money? Both, Donald Trump and Harvey Weinstein and somebody else they mentioned. So I'm going to speculate a bit. Roger Ailes. So they're saying that's what predators do. They offer hush money. And so you sure it wasn't severance? $15,000 Zeynab Day when they were talking, with the primo radical. It seemed like they liked America, or they liked what they were doing. You sure they're not just giving her severance money? Not to shut her up, but giving her severance money just so, you work for us. You're deserving of payment, but if you're not getting along with the chair, it seems counterintuitive to have you. So, some men are innocent. Aziz Ansari was totally innocent, but everybody shitted on him. Everybody was ready to throw out poor Aziz Ansari to the damn gutter. What did Aziz Ansari just didn't have enough fucking gumption, right? She wanted him to, step up more. So they had a bad date. So I can't tell if it's a bad breakup or if there's a crime. So really, I guess I need to know what happened in the hotel room. He did what? What did he do? Was it rape? Is that what you're saying? Sexual assault? What? Was it in the hotel room, or did he call her up, masturbate on the phone with her? What did he do? What did he do? Because fuck an abuser, right? Fuck an abuser. Fuck a rapist. Fuck a sexual assaulter. Fuck a sexual harasser. But also don't bear false witness. Fuck a person who bears false witness. So we gotta believe the truth tellers, shun the liars. I think if we get down to the bottom of this, we'll be able to figure this out, and we can adjudicate it in the public eye. So, it's not enough for me to write them off forever. It's not, for me so far. I want balance. I want balance. There's a lot of, there's a lot of motherfuckers out there. There's a lot of sexual abusers out there. And fuck a sexual abuser. Fuck a sexual harasser. Fuck them motherfuckers. But I can't stand a good man going down just because a woman had a bad date or a bad experience or a bad breakup. That's not good enough either. So ultimately, it seems like we're not listening to each other, so we should listen to each other. We should get down to the brass tacks, find out what's happening, get down to the objective truth. The objective truth paves the road to justice. And we gotta admit that the rules are a little confusing when it comes to male and female relationships. So it seems like Nick Brana's game seems to be just kind of, not persuade a woman, but kind of just wear her down. Just wear her down until she submits. There was a guy that, offered money for women that he liked and respected to do sex stuff, but there's also this man that, Dylan the douche from Ruby Tuesdays, Medina, Ohio. Apparently it worked a couple times, but Dylan the douche, he would just say, come on. Come on. Come on. That's your game, Dylan the douche? Medina, Ohio, Ruby Tuesdays. I once asked this jock, Todd, how do you impress a woman? Back in my high school years. What do you have to do to impress a woman? Be funny or strong or charming? What is it? Todd, who made B's and C's, but he understood womankind better than most, he told me above all, be all three. All three. Funny, strong, charming, whatever it takes. Do a little dance, right? Lift something up that's real big. Do whatever it takes. And women do like different things. Gavin says that Nick Brana needs to be fired. There needs to be a change of leadership for all the haters. What's the next step? Sheridan's being a dingleberry-infested sphincter. These people kind of personally hate Nick Brana. Vanguard, interviewed all these people party. Nick Brana never really came on their channel. Sheridan's coming right at him. Sheridan had said two things. I skimmed through saying, I'll check his video out, but number one, he said, why is he leaving voicemails? And then, why did he purge the board right after the allegation had happened? Tabby Tabs also know that Tabby Tabs does not like white people. Tabby Tabs strikes me as a racist. She's made comments that strikes me as I wonder, does Tabby Tabs, what does she think about white people? Does she think black people can be racist? Because Abba and Preach, they know what's up. What's up, Abba and Preach? Sac passe a Yeti Sherry. So Tabby Tabs and all these folks, okay, yeah, you care so much about womankind. I'm sure the twerking senator, you out there defending the black homosexual woman who's there twerking to try to get her Tiara Mack. You out there defending Tiara Mack? What about Stephanie Tanner? She was pushed down. She's at a Roe v. Wade protest and got pushed down. How rude. How rude is that? Where's the vanguard on that? Where's Tabby Tabs on that? That Tiara Mack, she says that she's shaking her butt for black girl magic. How many women out here are shaking their... Everything they got is because they shook their ass, and enticed the right. Not all of them, but there's... I'm going to be joyful and free and unbothered, Tiara Mack said. Fantastic philosophy. She's shaking her butt for black girl, for abortion justice. She twerks for joy, bodily autonomy, trans rights, intersex rights. She posted the flyers, other calls. She says the human right to safe housing and black girl magic. A lot of women just shake their ass for no reason, just, so they can get a drink or a blueberry pie, a Red Bull, a pack of Smarties. Tiara Mack shaking her butt to change the world. So, are we speaking out as the vanguard and Tabby Tabs, and are we speaking out for the twerking senator? Are we speaking out for Tiara Mack? Are we speaking out for Stephanie Tanner? Are we speaking out for all the women out there? Just make sure we're being consistent. And, I haven't seen the smoking gun yet. So maybe Jordan Sheridan has it. I don't know.